Good morning, Bande Matram. Welcome all of you. So, welcome to this over cloudy amber and heavily raining auspicious good morning, auspicious morning of this session. You are most welcome. You can remember the sound, you can see also to some extent. Since couple of days you are not able to see the sun. Almost it seems that everything is silent and beyond silence. Even people are not in a position to come out of their home. You can see the idle gossip here and there. You can feel even the divine presence everywhere. So automatically things have turned spiritual in their own way, methodically. It's a great evening. Of course, this is the required environment for sadhana. But thing is that they are taking otherwise. They don't take it in a very positive way or very pleasant way. They feel it is boring. I will tell you something. Before some time, when there was scorching heat, the world was actually burning like anything under the scorching heat of the sun. Temperature was rising like anything. So that time people were interested. They were praying for this rain, and the rain has come. With the blessing of rain, they must feel themselves best. Rather, now itself with this continuous rain, they feel as if we are bored. Anyway, you can find the the universe is cool, the environment, the atmosphere is cool. Anyway, it is actually very much interesting to observe how pleasant this day is. But I am not talking of this pleasant of the external environment. I hope and I expect you must enjoy the pleasant atmosphere of the inner peace inside you yourself. The topic of this morning is on speech control 21st serial number 21. The topic is inner silence. I will tell you again. I will remind you again. Already we have discussed 20 topics on 20 episodes on this control of speech. That is the 21st. Maybe certainly we will try to close up this discussion. Maybe with a couple of more, because we keep discussing the same topic in different way. Here it is the topic for inner silence. Outer silence, you can see just now I gave you some examples. Everything is calm and quiet. Nobody is coming out. Nobody is coming out. Even you don't find somebody to talk to you. They are busy. How they will go back? Because continuous rain. It has been raining, keeps raining since days. And of course, throughout this TV and your media news, you can find India is overflooded. People are losing their life. Life is now restless. That's what you can see. But these are outer silence. I am talking about the inner silence. You have to silence your being, entire being. Not only the outer mind, outer vital, outer physical. You have to go and feel the silence of your inner being somewhere in the subliminal, inner mind, inner vital, and inner physical. It has got its own way. You can feel pleasure. You can imagine how candid the things are. A time will come when you will be enjoying, like shouting with your shouting towards somebody. You will be shouting in the playground, in the school, or with your friends whenever you are playing. But your shouting calms down, cools down when you are in the class, because you are compelled to be silent. Not only you, everybody almost, they are enjoying their life in a silent way, and that is external silence. Like external silence out of compulsion you are doing, here also you have to maintain the inner silence for the sake of sadhana. Nobody is compelling, but it is your requirement. You know. There itself they are in the external silence. They don't know what exactly they have to do, why they have to keep silent, because they have to be silent because the law of the institution. They have to obey. They have to respect. They don't have any other option for them. But here it is obvious, automatic, autonomous. Everything comes of its own way. Own way. You don't know how it is really happening. So about the inner silence you can find inner silence, you can gain the power. And that power has sufficient strength for the process of transformation for which you keep awaiting and keep doing your sadhana. That is the purpose. Already we have discussed in the previous topics, silence the mystic birthplace of the soul. So for that actually that silence is required for us and we have to go for that silence. That is the ultimately, that is the deepest, from the deepest core you have to try and it is possible. And here, Sri Aurobindo course of inner silence. What is the blessings of this inner silence? What is the outcome of this inner silence? The truest expression comes out of an absolute inner silence. Truest expression, true, truer, and superlative degree is truest. Expression you can find somewhere. Even you are to some extent you get the realization that is there. But truest expression comes out of an absolute inner silence. You can say inner silence, you can find turmoil only on the surface. Only on the surface because of this wind pressure and wind impulsion you can find. But as you go deep inside the sea, you can find calm, calm, calm. There is no turmoil in the depth of the sea. Very much interesting you can see, and this is the truest meaning, truest truth. That's what Sri Aurobindo tries to explain, as you can find inside the sea. The observable, most observable calmness. Here also, the truest expression comes out of an absolute inner silence. That is what the requirement. Absolute inner silence. If you can be able to be in contact with that silence, the truest expression you can find. Then Sri Aurobindo goes forward a little bit ahead and says, the silence does not reject the world, it sustains it. When we think of the silence, inner silence, outer silence, absolute inner silence, silence is required. Silence, in silent, keep the seek the meaning of the heart. In the silence of the depths, in the silence of the depths, you have to see. In silence, seek the God's meaning in the depths. In silence, you have to seek the God's meaning. For that, actually, you don't have to shout. You don't have to cry. That absolute inner silence is necessary. They are staying in that atmosphere, with that permissible atmosphere. In silence, what you have to do? In silence, what we do? We think of how to rob something from somebody, how to cheat somebody. Externally, superficially it is done. But here, in silence, seek the God's meaning in thy depths. Go into thy depths. Seek the God's meaning. That is what the requirement. Seek the God's meaning in thy depths. Sri Aurobindo quotes here this another way. Does not reject the world. For that silence actually, about the old rishis who left everything, house, family, environment, compulsion. Everything they left behind and went into the seclusion, maybe into the woods, towards the sea, maybe towards the graves, towards the caves of the mountains they went to get the peace. It has the alluring peace, long-standing peace. This peace attracted Yogi sadhakas in the old time, even if it is also doing in the at present time. So they reject the world, reject the family, reject all the happiness, pleasure, everything, and they leave behind everything and go for the sadhana, only to find the peace that will create a favorable atmosphere for their progress, advancement. But Sri Aurobindo rejects everything. I can't say exactly reject, because normally seeing we are also leaving behind everything and we going to the ashram, to Pondicherry. We are also going to Pondicherry to stay there and begin our sadhana. But comparatively, if you compare the things, old methods of these old yogis and this Pondicherry life, it is totally different. Fundamentally speaking, this is not the ashram as the people of the old age ashram were described as. You were describing the old age ashrams in your own way, but actually you can find here it is not traditionally the same way it can be defined. Even many people, during my tenure, during my stay in Pondicherry, many people they come and I will be simply standing near the gate of the ashram main gate. People will be asking, "What is ashram? Where is ashram?" Like this. I would suggest this is the ashram. People keep going in the line. You can join the line, or even if it is not the line, then you can go directly to the gate and they will let you go inside. Then they will be simply hesitating. What is this ashram? What is this ashram it is? What is this ashram students, school students? They can't be able to imagine. Because traditionally this is not equivalent to this old traditional ashrams and ashram life and ashram people or Gurukul ashram people who were continuing their study and the sadhana simultaneously. It is not like this. They get bewildered, confused. They hesitate for some time. Keep asking so many questions. How this is can be an ashram? People are moving with a car, so well dressed, and these ashram students, school students, we can know they are smarter than anybody else in the world. And these people, they are just moving on their own way. They have nothing to conceal and enjoying the most luxurious life. And this food value, food style, food, everything you can compare, everything is different. And this preparation, their working style, their lifestyle is totally different from these old ashramites, old people who were staying in the Gurukul ashram or somewhere in the caves for doing the sadhana. They rejected this, they left everything and went. Here also, we are also people who stay in the ashram or somewhere. They also leave everything and go to the ashram for their sadhana, for the sake of sadhana. There they rejected, but here you can't use the term rejection because they were not returning. Here is everything is free for you. You can come, you can move, you can sustain a good life. You can come back to your home to stay with your family for some time. You are free to move anywhere for your personal work also. Even for maybe you will be moving here and there. Everything you have got the freedom, absolute freedom you have got. For that actually Sri Aurobindo course, this silence is required. There itself it was required in the old times, and here also olden times it was required. Now also it is also required. But it is not, it does not indicate to the rejection of the world. The silence does not reject the world, it sustains it. You don't have to reject, you have to stay here. That's what I can find the others quoting. You are staying with me, but your consciousness is elsewhere. You are staying with me, but your consciousness is elsewhere. On the contrary, you are staying out, but your consciousness is with me. Better is the second one. Anyway, wherever you will stay, it does not matter. The most thing which matters really that your consciousness will be attached with me. And the best thing, if you are deciding to stay here, you stay and be in conscious union with me. That is the best method. So it does not reject the world, this silence. Does not reject the world, it sustains it. The truest expression comes out by an absolute inner silence. For that silence we must seek, we must be worried, and we must inquire for. Thank you. Vande Mataram.